Good.
All right. Once again, we live in the man cave at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. Want to say welcome everybody back to another weekly show with the number one source for Polk County High School basketball. This is Polk Hoops. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to our co-host at All State PG, to the All State coach. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, man, we have made it to another Sunday. Grace and mercy. Thank you, Lord. So, as we do every week, first thing we do is we believe in giving. We give us, not take us. So we want to pass the ball to the PG. Know if you got anything in Tuma tape. If you do, it's on you, boss.
No, we pass that, coach.
Okay. Tuma tape been kind of, the minute we stop doing Tuma tape, he'll be like, man, I got something to say. Like, three people said, I got something to say. So, anywho, you got anything, coach?
You know what, man? I know last time we was on, I had something to say about the USA basketball team, and I really am impressed about how they responded, and for them to finish with the goal. You know what I'm saying? So I really got to take back what I said. I say you should have threw them in the garbage. At the time, they was playing like garbage. But I think, they regrouped and basically represented our country well to win the goal. I thought that was an awesome job.
Hey, you know what's crazy about that though? When we talked about them other guys wasn't on the team when they were struggling.
That's true too.
Drew Booker and what's the name was not there. So,
and that's what I was saying. I'm like, remember I told you that? I'm like, they're gonna get better. It's just, at the time you didn't know you was gonna be playing the other team that you was gonna end up in the playing for the gold medal when you lost to France. But I'm like, they're gonna get better, when them guys get there and they kind of get everybody there. And then I guess Kevin Durant got tired of hearing the negativity and he just started going back crazy. But it just all kind of
with him though, coach. My thing is with him, like, bro, you can do that every night. That is the player that you can be. You can do that every night. And it amazes me when they take nights off like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the Kevin Durant that we want him to be and expect him to be. You know what I'm saying? But
you think it's something to do with that long NBA season that they took it overseas for a couple of games? Or, you play all them games, you kind of some nights you just be like, it just ain't there, Could be. I
don't know about with him because he was hurt throughout the year, so he didn't, But it could be. But that's the player that's the Kevin Durant that everybody loves to see, and make him be in that conversation about being one of the best players in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And when he plays like that, man, I think he's a natural scorer. And there ain't too many people have the tools that he has. You know what I'm saying? But that's what make you appreciate basketball when he's playing at that level.
He one of the top 3 scorers of all time. Scorers now, not players, scorers.
I got him up there, so I would say yes.
I definitely agree.
I say scorers. I don't know if it's another with what he got, a 7-footer doing what he does and the shots he can hit, the different areas that I say he got to be top 3. I can't even tell you who the other 2 is, but I know he got to be in the conversation though.
Top 3. It all depends on who your top 3 is because I personally think Tracy is in the top 3 scorers.
I don't know about that. Scorers. I don't know about scorers.
Magic in Houston era, 30 plus a game. Could nobody guard him?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like Kobe and MJ got to be in that conversation too.
No, Rex. Curry not top 3 scorers.
But what's the name? So would you, if Durant and Tracy scoring, not overall, just scoring? both in their prime.
I like Tracy.
Are you biased or are you just real deal?
Nah, Tracy Durant is a great scorer for shooting wise. Tracy can go to the basket. I like Tracy scoring wise in the prime.
And see, that's the thing though, bro. When KD decides to attack the basket, bro, he can finish.
Yeah, but he can't bring that bit off the dribble from the top of the key and just go. Like that ain't his game. Like Tracy get it and Tracy can go.
I
like Durant's a better shooter, but prime wise, I don't know. That's a tough one, dog.
I don't know if Kevin Durant get enough credit for his handles. I'm not saying he's a All-American type ball handler, but I think he handles the ball better than he gets credit for.
When is he going to go off the dribble like that though? I mean, he's a scoring machine because he can shoot the ball better than anybody.
But he can go off the dribble and get to a shot. He's not just like a catch and shoot type player. Now he can get to any shot he wants, and some of that is off the dribble.
Who's saying catch and shoot? I'm just talking about like he's not going to the hole and bam, pull up, bam. Next play, go to the hole again. Next play, 3. Now he's a scorer because he shoots the ball like at a high level. Maybe I'm missing something, but Tracy and Kobe were doing something at all spots of it.
If it's me, I would take KD myself, but I think KD like I said, he in the conversations just as a scorer. Now I'm not talking about player, not talking about defender, none of that. Just a scorer. He legitimately. I mean, that 2-3 dribble pull up. I mean, and Kevin Durant can get to the basket. He just, I mean,
see what you said the 2-3 dribble pull up, bro. I'm saying Tracy was doing that and going to the hole. Durant more ain't going to the hole off the 2-3. He 2-3 dribble pull up. He ain't like dribbling that bit down and.
So if we call it a draw on the dribble pull up, McGrady get to the basket.
I don't know nobody's a better shooter than him other than Curry. Like just like shooter.
And that's what I'm saying. If we saying that McGrady get to the basket better than Tracy, Kevin Durant from just a pure shooter from behind the line.
You said score or shooter? I was saying score.
Well, I'm saying all that. I'm saying he can score all different, like 3 different levels. 3-pointer off the dribble. Get to the basket. I mean, he don't get to the basket as much as say Tracy would, but he can get to the basket. I'm saying it's not like he can't and doesn't. He just don't. That's not the most.
I can't do it, but I don't see that in his game. I ain't seen. Now in the open flow, he'll get the basket and dunk on you, but I ain't just seen him like going to the basket. I see him like the pull up dribble thing, like which is definitely deadly. But he ain't doing what Tracy and Kobe were doing.
Are we not ready to say?
We probably don't need to. But
that's true.
Yeah, he don't need to do that because he can shoot so good. But that ain't gonna just change my mind on how good Tracy was as a scorer.
No, we not.
Nobody tried to change your mind about
it anyway.
We know you locked in. So Tracy and you saying Tracy and Durant, then we just have the third one, just score.
Oh, Jordan the best scorer all the time. Jordan, man. Jordan and Kobe. I take Jordan and Kobe before Durant.
So Jordan, Kobe, and KD.
That would be my 3.
You said Jordan, Kobe, and McGrady. That's your 3. Score.
Yeah. Durant number 4. Obviously, I like Iverson deadly.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I like Iverson. It just depends on what you like as a scorer. Let's put it like that. What do you like as a scorer is what's gonna fit you out of those 5 guys.
Because just think about it, man. How Iverson, he may have been 5'10", even though they listed him at 6 foot, but he was able to get his shots off. He was able to attack the basket and score in traffic too. You know, Iverson, Bubba Chuck was special, bro. He was special.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody mentioned Melo. I mean, when it comes to scoring, Melo tough too. You know what I'm saying?
Melo in his prime, what makes him even James Harden another one.
He is, bro. I just hate his game. He's so ball dominant.
We talked about that post. Remember that post? That's why he'll never win, because he's so ball dominant. He'll never win a championship being ball dominant.
Okay, well, that's good topic. Good intro topic. Well, I see we got one. Do we want to roll or we want to wait?
We got two of them.
It's two of them in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we kind of talked about the last week we started to play a spotlight deal with one of the future high school up and comers, and this week we're gonna transition to a couple of guys that are already in high school and have had very strong summers, have had very strong starts of their high school career. So we're gonna get them in the player spotlight here in the man cave and kind of chop it up with them for a minute. So I see one. I see one. I don't know who else. So you gonna chip them in, bro?
I will.
All right. So couple of Blue Devil Nation. First we got Isaac Salazar, class of 2024. We have, looks like Jamie Phillips here, Afro, so I'm assuming that's Jamie Phillips, 2024 as well. And we have their coach Woodside. What's going on, fellas? Appreciate y'all checking in the man cave with us this evening. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Can we hear you? Y'all got your mics on?
Good evening.
You can hear me?
All right.
We got you.
Okay. All right. So how we doing the man cave, fellas? We're gonna give you coach. All right. We just had Dylan just jump into 2023, Dylan James. So welcome to the man cave too, Dylan. Appreciate y'all guys rocking with us this evening. We'll try to make sure you get y'all in and get y'all out without upsetting anybody. That's our job to upset people. So we just want folks to give y'all a chance to kind of check in with your summer and getting ready for school and for the fall and whatnot. So before we get started, Coach, we'll let you give you a chance to kind of, talk anything you want to update the people on or anything you want to talk about in the intro before we get into it, talking with your kids. What's going on?
Good evening. Glad to be here on the show. Always enjoy the conversation and prodding and trying to find out, how can we take exposure in the game for the next level. We're glad that we made it through the summer safely. Injuries. A lot of times coaches are concerned about injuries, and I was able to get a break and let Coach Billy D handle the rest of it. So he always sends them back better than when they left me. So the check's in the mail, Coach Billy D.
Appreciate it.
So I'm going to start with something, Coach, to kind of go along with that. Well, first of all, we'll talk to the kids first, and we'll come back to you. All right, fellas, what's up to y'all, man? How's everything going? Getting ready. I know school starting on Tuesday. Hopefully, y'all getting ready. Y'all getting your last minute outfits together. I know that's a real big deal. How you step on campus on Tuesday. That's more important than anything. So we don't want to hold you too long because we know y'all may not be done. So we want to, but we appreciate y'all getting a couple minutes before we get started. How has it been for you all? Y'all can speak one at a time together, however, with all of the success that you all have enjoyed since the end of last season, going into the summer and getting ready to go into the fall. How has that been for y'all?
It's been good. Just keep working and we just keep going. And we're just gonna keep getting better every day.
Yeah, it's been great. It's just been fun actually. So.
Like JP said, we just keep working all the time. AU season just ended like 2 weeks ago, so now we're just not getting a break. But we getting ready to start back up soon.
All right, now let me before PG and Coach ask, when you all say, we talk about this on the show all the time, you all say y'all been working. Clearly, all three of you guys are high level guys. What is you all's definition? What does work look like for y'all? And hearing it from a player perspective instead of us saying it all the time. What does work look like, y'all? We just go in and shoot 50 free throws. We go in and run 5-on-5 for 30 minutes. I mean, I'm just joking around, but what is? Give me an example. Each one of y'all give me an example of what work sounds like, so the kids and other people that's listening to the show can kind of understand from people that are doing it and are making moves with it. What does work look like for y'all?
Where it's like you go in the gym, and if you're going in the gym, you're going to get better, and you're going to work out. So like, go full speed and get a workout in, and like you can go lift some weights, get your body right, and just like go full speed and just try to get better every day.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like JP said, getting in the gym, working, actually getting the sweat in, not just going in, To me, I think like going in, just shooting 50 free throws and shooting jump shots, that's not work. Yeah, you gotta actually do some things to get in the gym, work hard, run, get in the weight room. That's really it.
Okay.
Yeah, I say just make good use of your time. Don't be in the gym sitting around or wasting time in the gym. Make sure you're working on what you're supposed to be working on. Don't work on, something that's not part of your game or something you're not going to do in the game. But just make good use of your time in the gym and go hard.
And the reason why I say that, because like I said, different people have different definitions of what work is, and folks will come watch. We know that Coach Woodside, you all lost a couple kids last year. You lost Rowan and D, and they all three played guard positions. So a lot of people were questioning, okay, so what are they going to do as far as help the ball? Well, I guess a lot of folks didn't know that all three of you guys, when you travel ball, you handle the ball, and you guys can play that role. So it's like you all really didn't miss a beat because you working on stuff that folks don't necessarily see when they came to the game last year. So that's kind of was part of the question. So it's like the work that you've done is showing up. So when you all came to Summer League, a lot of people was kind of surprised. I mean, we wasn't surprised because I know I asked Coach D, like, well, what they gonna do? And the coach is like, well, I got, Isaac and JP played, they held the ball for me, and Dylan play on the wing for one family. And I know me and Tuma didn't even know that. So, okay, man, is they gonna be okay? And then when y'all came to Summer League, clearly it showed that y'all had been working on your game as far as ball handling and things of that nature. So, but we just want to make sure that we get it from you all because y'all doing it. Sometimes people wonder, like, how in the world they got that good? You didn't just wake up and get that good. You gotta work at it. That was the whole point of that. PG, Coach, y'all got something? I want to just dominate the question.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got one, fellas.
Good.
Great.
What are y'all individual goals as far as like y'all individual goals? What are y'all individual goals starting now? Like, now that the summer's over with, you've been able to get some offers and see where you're kind of gonna be getting recruited at. What is y'all individual goals for y'all for the season?
Going into the season, just like keep working, get our ball handling up, get on the shooting machine, get some chemistry with our teammates, like, because some of them are from JV, so they just got their experience this summer. So just like helping them out, understanding what to do in game situations and stuff. Just keep getting better as a team.
My goals are for the team this season to win. Like, we want to win this season. Get chemistry with our teammates, the new ones, and the ones from JV, and yeah, just win.
A few personal goals of mine are, I need to gain weight, gain muscle so I can bang with everybody. Make sure I could guard all positions, things like that. But also getting my handle right because I do play on the wing, but I need to be able to dribble better. whenever I'm out there.
Yeah.
Really.
Cool.
Well,
Okay.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Coach Wilson.
Wanted to add on that at the end of the season in Summer League, you want to see growth, and then they go to AAU, and then there's another level of growth. So as a coach, I want to be able to build off what they've achieved in travel, and it becomes hard sometimes because when you're playing a regular schedule, a lot of times if you don't have the right schedule, they're not going to be challenged. And a kid like Dylan is not a bunch of 6'8", 6'9" guys running around in the camp. So I have to make sure I can build a schedule where they're going to be challenged on their level. And so that becomes the task for me, because if I can't do that, they're not going to be battle tested and ready for district, regionals, and everything else. So I have a schedule goal that I have to be able to challenge them so they can prepare themselves for what goes next.
Okay. I want to build on what Toomer said. He asked about individual goals. My question is going to be, what is going to be the team goal? Last time Winter Haven won the state championship was in 1973 with Otis Birdsong. And right now, you guys are the second best basketball program at that school. All right. The girls walking around with their chest out, and rightfully so. So, what are you guys' team goals? Like, what you gotta hold yourself to a high expectation. So, I'm just curious on what you guys have as team goals.
First of all, it sounds like team they just catch that second best team at the school. He didn't say in the state. He said at the school. We biting that? Y'all go ahead, fellas. I'll let you have it.
One of our team goals is like just getting better, like every game, like just knowing what you're doing in the game. Also, like going back to watch film. You go back to watch film, see what you did wrong, and then come and practice and work on it. You're gonna take it game by game. Like just go one by one. Don't worry about playing the next team or like 3 games later. Just worry about the game that you have right now.
JP basically said it, growth every game. Make sure we get better every game after game. Taking one game at a time, not worrying about other teams later in the future, just taking it game by game, basically.
Them guys said all the right things, but to say something different is just the biggest goal is win a state championship. That's my biggest thing right now. And make everybody know that, we're like that. As simple as that. Like I have confidence in my team. Hopefully we can make it there.
Well, that's a good segue. I was going to ask you, it's a 2-part question. Is it pressure? Because you all are the favorites. We just put it out there. You guys are the favorites to get to the Civic Center. So, the 2-part pressure question. The first part is there any pressure on you all, knowing that that's kind of buzz that you all are expected, with all due respect to the defending state champs, you guys are the main competition, rightfully so. Is there any pressure on you all to get to the White House? And that's for you two, coach, but for the players and coaches, is there any pressure that's the expectation of many?
Well, there's no pressure on us. Like we just playing, and we playing to win, and ain't no pressure on that. Just play how we play together, and it'll come, and we'll get there.
I actually feel like there is pressure. Everybody in the county is expecting us to win. If we lose, then they're gonna, hate like they do now. I just feel like there is a lot of pressure there if we don't get to the Civic Center.
Yeah, I think I could speak for a lot of our team when I say we feel the pressure, but it doesn't really affect us as much because we have that confidence that we can make it there.
And one thing I was impressed with you guys, man, I want y'all to make sure y'all keep that up. The team chemistry you guys had over the summer. I know I was at a game where I came in, y'all were down like 15. Polk Hoops told me, and everybody, you didn't play Dylan, and JP and Ivy, y'all were on the bench, and just y'all energy that y'all had supporting y'all younger guys was outstanding. It was basically amazing to see, and it kind of helped those guys grow into a situation to know that they can trust y'all. You know, there's one thing that y'all got to make sure y'all three keep up. You know, I'm sure y'all will with Coach Woodside and JP with Jamie. If you just keep that momentum, you know what I'm saying? Push your teammates and always show them that you behind them if y'all ever get in foul trouble or anything like that. That was great to see.
Yes, sir.
And on y'all because I've been seeing y'all my favorites to win it all. This year.
I got a question for Dylan. Dylan, you're the youngest one out of your siblings. So who the best hooper in the house? That's what I need you to say on air. Who's the best hooper in the house?
You mean?
Charlie.
Let me clarify. Like, you mean right as of right now, or you mean when we were all in high school?
Both.
That's a loaded. That's a AP type of student question. Let me make sure. That was a great way that you broke that down. I was gonna segue into a question, but I'm gonna answer that one first. That's a great way you broke that one down, boss. Good job. I saw what you did. Good job.
Bro, he's not gonna dodge this though. I want to know who's the best hooper in the house
Right now?
right now. Who's the best hooper in the house?
I could say Dorian. I could say Dorian because I think he puts in. You know, he's like one of the hardest workers I know. So I could say Dorian because just how much work he put in, and because he's in college. So it's what simple as that, really.
All right. So you mentioned the best hooper in high school. So who the best hooper in high school?
That's me right now. That's me. Yeah.
I
just think I got a combination of everything that like they didn't have when they was there, but it's me or Dorian or my sister because my sister had a different mentality, so she can be up there with me, but I think I still beat her. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just messing with you, Dylan. I'm just messing with you.
So to piggyback on Coach question, all three of you guys are legacy kids. And what I mean by that is you guys have all had family that have come through the Haven. So your family is more football. JP, your dad played at the same school, and Dylan, you got brothers and sisters that have come through. So is there any pressure in your household to live up to your family name, to the last name that you walk out the house with? Is there pressure with that, or it's just like walking, just like it's easy, or is there pressure even in that? Because I know sometimes that's a lot to deal with who you coming behind.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Like everybody in the family, they just be like, you gotta be better than your dad. You gotta you gotta be better than him. You gotta live up to his expectations. So it's just something like that every day. But
all three of those young men, when you talk about the pressure in the home, every single one of those members that you mentioned in their family all played at the Lakeland Center. Dylan's sister played there twice with the girls. Darius went there twice. Dorian went there once. Josh Shelazar went to the 2018. He was started as a sophomore on that team. And we know Jamie Phillips been to the Final Four. So it's pressure magnified.
Wow. That's history. I didn't know that. That's a lot. That's even more. Thanks for that. Even more. I don't know if they knew that, Coach. I'm sure they did, but that's even more That's even more pressure. You know that they coming behind. They just not coming behind regular people. They coming behind people that were pretty good in their own house. So that's added to what you get out of the street, what Polk Hoops give you, what the street. But I mean, it's kind of like would you all rather have the pressure, or would you? We ask this all the time. would you all rather be the hunter or the hunted? Because this year you all are gonna be the hunted. Y'all ain't sneaking up on nobody. Y'all like everybody's big game. Everybody's circling you on the schedule, getting up for Winter Haven. So, and it's not just Arbondale. We know Arbondale, y'all get up because that's rival, but y'all everybody big game. So, would you all rather have it that way, or would you rather be the hunter as opposed to being the hunted?
I'd rather be the hunted. Everybody coming to beat you, so that gives you even more confidence to play against the other team. We already got a lot of confidence, and if you being hunted, that means everybody coming to play you and coming to beat you. So you know it's gonna be a good game every game, and we just gotta come out and play.
Yeah, I'd rather be hunted too. I like that way everybody's big game. I just think the confidence is there, and we think we're gonna beat everybody.
I say the same because, I mean, when you're the underdog, it just feels so much better when you win games, and just gets you so much more riled up before the game. So being the underdog to me is just better.
Coach Woodside, how about you?
I'd rather be the. I'd rather be the hunter. I like the underdog role. There's an expectation on our team, but we're talking about a Bartow program that won back-to-back, and we lost some really important pieces. People give Coach McGriff that much as respect, but our 2 years ago, Sims, that was the monster they had, and they had a couple of seniors with big loss in a hole like that. He plugged it in, and so that's a bar and a challenge. We've had years where we were the hunt to 2018, and they had set some goals. They wanted to not lose anybody in the district or in the county. They did that, and they went. But I enjoy being a hunter. I want to be able to go after people.
Coach, how do you approach coaching wise with this team? You got 2 years with these kids, Lois Willing. So how do you approach it going into this season? My thing is you've been there twice. No, 3 times? You've been there 3 times, Coach.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you approach this season? Do you go about it differently? Or what is your approach going into this season?
Well, we were unfortunately we didn't have a summer last year, but this year your approach is much better because I have a better feel for what they can do. JP and Isaac were extremely unselfish. People didn't realize, but they played guard their whole life. JP's always been a point guard, and to show the unselfishness that they showed because we didn't have too many people on the front line. They played the 4 and the 5 the whole year and sacrificed what they did best to fill and plug in holes. And so I know I have some unselfish guys that help with the chemistry, but being able to go through it a few times, there's different things that I can pour into them and prepare them for as they're being supposedly the hunted. There's a certain level of experience. I know when I first got here, the first year I went 2012, I don't know if you remember, Billy D, but we sat in the bleachers at Dennison Stadium at a track meet. And you told me you need to get to the Lakeland Center this year. You told me everybody in my region, my bracket, this was in spring of 2011, the year before we went for the first time. And so I try to lean on the wisdom and experience of people that have been there. And each time you go, you get a better comfort level. So the experience and knowing I have an expectation from them. All these kids we've had since they were, I don't want to say born. I got Dylan at 6 years old. JP was born in the gym. JP and Isaac were our videographers for 2 years before they got to high school. They videotaped every varsity game. And so being able to show them experience-wise what to expect, I can give them a little heads up.
Coach, you just got a new addition on the Vaughn kid from Santa Fe. What did that news and how you think he's going to contribute to this team?
Well, they've been together. He's played with Dylan on One Family, and they've also played together on Travel in the 7th and 8th grade, I think it was. So they've played together before with JP and Isaac. They have a great relationship. They've been with each other a long time, and so his style of game, because he is versatile, he handles the ball, he shoots a little bit, but he's one of the kids that understands. One of the thing coaches look for is a kid that can affect the game without scoring. He can affect the game without scoring, and that just adds to when he gives us that additional ball handler, that additional defender. He has a high IQ. He's extremely athletic. So he can pretty much give us more versatility where we can put him in. And if our guards need a break, we can put the ball in his hands. And so we want to make sure we enhance what he has gotten into him in his game. And so he can be a bigger contributor to us.
All three of you guys, how hard is it? I guess it's not as hard for you, Isaac and JP, because you guys, I guess, kind of do the same thing. Probably more so for you, Dylan. But how hard is it to go from your role on your travel ball teams to your role and how you use at Winter Haven? Because I know, Dylan, you kind of more on the block, on the post a little bit more at Winter Haven. And when you go to One Family, you kind of on the wing. And I know Isaac and JP, you guys kind of on the wing a lot more. I think he kind of played y'all the same way, so it may not be as difficult for you all question, but how is that transition going back and forth from what you're being expected to do? Is it hard, or is it something that you all kind of okay with because it kind of makes you more well-rounded of a player, makes you more versatile? I guess that's one way to look at it. But what's your thoughts on that?
It's not really hard to transition because I play the same role on AAU and high school. I started playing more with TB with guard a lot. It's just switching over.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard. I think it's actually easy. Just going back. I mean, playing guard at TB and then playing guard at high school, I don't think is that big of a role. I think it's just an easy switch.
I say the transition between AU and high school, it's not too hard because Coach Woodside, he gives us a lot of freedom, I would say. So I'm able to move through the 3 through 5 positions freely. So
okay.
And that's the same thing with One Family. They like to move me through 3 through 5 position, and I work on the post stuff and the wing stuff too. So
okay,
not really too hard.
So you just and that's the thing, Coach Woods. I was talking with a coach yesterday. I won't say the coach name or his school, but he was like real upset because he was saying that they just lost 2 of their kids, 2 incoming freshman kids. 1 kid plays the 1 kid plays the 5. The school is not from around here, but he said that the AAU coach, the travel ball coach that they played with, they went with the coach. The coach took a private school job 2 hours away from where the kids were going to be going to school. So they were the best 2 kids in the city. Now they're going to play with the travel ball coach. The travel ball coach essentially stole his kids, is how they feel. So how important it is, and I know you're kind of this, how important is it for you to have a relationship and I guess a trust with the travel ball coach? So, for example, with JP and Isaac, it's probably not as bad because Billy D right there, and he's kind of doing the same thing. And probably not with family people either. But the trust that how you send them is kind of how you're going to get them back. Because, sometimes you send them the travel ball and they come back totally different than how they left. Now you got to deal with that. And clearly, I mean, it hasn't affected them, but it could. So how is that process from a coaching standpoint? Because the kids want to play and they're at such a high level, you want to make sure they get in top competition. So you got to make sure that you put them in that position, but you got to trust who you put them in that position with.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing is because it is a group decision. When parents allow, we have input in where they should go, and so there are programs that are notorious for it, and we kind of look a certain way. But if it's better for them, JP and Isaac, it's not the first time Billy D took Bryson, Keyshawn, and Dorian their freshman year when they were each one teach one, and he coached them, and they came back even better. So with him, it's more of understanding that he's going to get them better. So with most of them, wherever they can go is to get them better. We don't have control if they decide that they think something's a better option. Dylan could speak before they left. His parents met with me and said they wanted to explore that option, and I sat there and I spoke with them, and I told them, listen, I'm not going to be traveling across the country back and forth, so that might be something you want to explore. Obviously, I don't want you going anywhere, but I wanted to give them the freedom, especially since they gave me the respect to discuss it with me. So it's something that a high school coach doesn't have control over. We can recommend that they go somewhere, and we can suggest, but whatever's better for them, I'm going to be totally behind it.
Okay. PJ, you got it, man?
No, just a little advice to you. If there's any advice I can tell you guys as y'all move forward the next couple years, as much work you put into the game in the gym, make sure you study the game. That's at the college level. Watch as much college basketball as you can to try to learn the style of play. That helps you with your transition going to the next level. A lot of times kids get caught up in just working out and they don't study the game. So when they go to the next level, it's like they take a step behind. So if you study the game now, it'll only help you in the long run. So make sure you do that. Learn. One thing I used to do, we used to film college games, and on our weekend when we're not playing, we get together as a crew and we watch those games. And you understand pick and roll and how the systems are run in college, because it's a whole different level of just plays. Like you might learn 30 plays in Coach Woodside, and by the time you make it to college, you gotta learn 100 plays. And JP, you can ask your dad about that. He'll give you a definite. So make sure y'all study the college game, that you have an understanding of how it's played.
All right, yes, sir.
2 more questions for each one of you. Okay. Start with you. First of all, congratulations on getting invited to the CP3 camp that you'll be going to soon. Great job for you to get a chance to go and showcase your skill set. I know you're gonna do a great job.
Thank you.
The 2-part question is, well, the first question is, what is your in your mind now? If you in the perfect world, what is your ideal position that you see yourself, and who do you pattern your game after? That's like this one question, 2 parts to it.
What was the first part again?
What is your ideal position, and who do you pattern your game after? Or do you pattern your game after anybody?
My position, I'm a guard. I could really play any position, but I'm a guard. Like that's my ideal position, and I don't know who to model my game after. I just watch everybody. I get certain moves, and I study everybody's game. I just look at everybody, basically.
Okay. JP, same question. What's your ideal position? Who do you pattern your game after? Anybody?
My ideal position, I play guard. I try to model my game after like I just said get moves from different people, but like I look at Luka Doncic a lot, see what he does, how he gets open, like get space, create space against people, use certain moves to get around.
Dylan, same question. What's your ideal position? Who do you pattern your game after, if anybody?
My ideal position is like the power forward. And if there's anybody I try to model my game after, it's probably players like Giannis or Paul George, or even the kid that just got drafted, Kai Jones, that went to Charlotte, because he has like a similar type of body and frame type of game too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Final question for each one of you. What is it it's a hard question. What is it? Something that you all want people to know that they may not know already about either you individually, Woodhaven as a whole. But what is something that you want to set the record straight on? Let folks know. Just put it in the atmosphere. One, on the way out the door. Anything.
Nah, I don't really have nothing.
Okay. Just give me your chance to put it on record, as they say. Put it out there. You don't have to. You don't have to answer the question. Just want to give you a chance, because we know sometimes kids be like they sizing us, or they be saying this about us, and they don't be this. So anytime we get kids on the show, we want to give you a chance to get it out if you want to, and if you don't, you don't have to. But we don't want you to say we didn't get a chance to set the record straight and let folks know about something. So that's the question. So it's not something that you have to answer, but it's just a platform for you to speak on if you feel you want to.
Yeah, I don't got one either.
Okay. Coach Woodside on prep y'all. Good job, Coach. Good job. I appreciate it. We just want to make sure that y'all had a chance. I'm sure we'll talk again, but we want to make sure that we all had a chance right now.
Thank you for having us.
Why you laughing, man? Why you laughing?
Oh, no reason.
Okay, you good? Okay, Coach. Anything you want to say as we finish up? Anything you want to part with?
Who, me?
Yeah, Coach. Anything you want to part with on the way out? Are you good?
I want to give a shout out to my assistants, Coach Reddick, Coach Phillips, and one of the most important coaches that our coaches are not at the school system, and they work, and so it becomes difficult for them to be at a lot of the practices. And these three guys can tell you, Coach Josh Woodside, our head JV coach, and my son, he has been in the gym 6 days a week with them. He does all our play development. He was the one to put a ball in Dylan's hand. Darius, Dorian, all of the James boys. But all of that extra work they get in, they say, hey, Coach Josh, I'm ready to go. That's our little secret weapon with his player development, Coach Josh. And Coach Darius James. I forgot about him. He's one of our coaches, and he has been excellent with our bigs and player development. He's at the school now. He's teaching in the Cambridge program as well as environmental science. So he's still hitting the books.
Good. And one thing I know, I saw, Coach, I know you shared your GPAs. I know all three of these guys are high academic guys too. So we want to make sure that as school gets started, we tell you guys to continue doing the job in the classroom too. Clearly, you guys are doing the job on the court, but continue to work hard, do the job in the classroom, because from what I understand, you guys are very impressive in the classroom as well, and that's probably more important than being on the court, because that's going to sustain you. So as you get ready for school, y'all make sure y'all be safe, man. We know COVID is real, so make sure that y'all kind of protect yourself. And we have very high expectations for you all. We know you guys are gonna do great. You're gonna be great. You're great young men, and it's been our pleasure to be watching y'all and follow y'all, and we know y'all will continue to do well. So thank y'all for spending the time in the man cave tonight. Coach, you got anything else?
Yes, Dylan James did not say this. These are some modest young men, but Dylan has been in school for a week already. Dylan goes to collegiate school.
Okay, you're at Chain of Lakes.
He goes to Chain of Lakes. He's already been in school for a week.
Okay,
So
that's
this
what's
will be
up.
his second week of school.
Yeah, I'm over on the Lakeland campus. I run the Gateway. So shout out to Chain of Lakes and Dr. Butler, man. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So y'all keep rocking, man. Y'all keep running, y'all keep rolling, man. We can do to help y'all. Hopefully, you know that we're here for you. But thank y'all for being in the man cave, and I'm sure we'll have y'all back in here. But I guess that's all. We're gonna let y'all go, man. We're gonna keep on with the show, man. But Coach Woodside, appreciate your time. JP, Isaac, Dylan, appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all, and good luck to y'all as y'all start up. All right. Make sure y'all send them first day drip pictures so we can put y'all on the page and get the fashion going for the high school like the DMV. All right. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Man, that was It turned out all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got to make sure that we'll announce it again about the first day drill. Hopefully they'll participate. We'll see how it goes. Wanting to get y'all.
Something bothered me though. Coach Woodside had the right answer.
But you let him off the hook though. So what he bothers you about? He got stuck. Bro. Don't get him, bro.
On the phone?
Yeah.
I ain't messing with him.
It's probably gonna be a good point too. So
there you go.
You back, Coach?
Yeah, I'm back. My phone tripping.
Go ahead. We didn't get you.
No, it's all good. I gotta hear from Tuma either way. But my thing is like we have high expectations. We've seen them play, but to be honest, man, they haven't accomplished anything yet to beat 100. You know what I'm saying? What have they done? They haven't done anything yet. So I just really want them to have that aggressive mentality that they're going out to take everything that they want. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting to beat everybody big game. You know what I'm saying? I still want them to have that aggressive mentality going after people. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. You're right. So that's gonna be a hard act to follow. We had a good group in the player spotlight, and we gonna make sure that we continue to spotlight players as we start the fall and get ready to move into the season. But those guys, it's a high ceiling. It's a high ceiling. They did a really good job. So transitioning to the next topic. So I saw this week, and y'all probably saw it too. The kid, it's two kids actually. First, the kid E-Money Bates, reclassified from the class of 2022 to 2021. And it's another kid, Durden, I think his name, Jalen Durden or something like that, who like in the top 2 or 3 for class 2022. He just reclassified this week also to 2021. So what are y'all thoughts on reclassifying? What is it? Where y'all? Because we figuring that now they said the E-Money Bates kid was going. He's looking at Michigan State, Memphis, or Oregon, and then the Durden kid is looking at Memphis. Do you all see what's your thoughts on reclassifying? Do you all see them kids even stepping on a college campus? Because they can go right to college right now, which if they reclassify, they can enter college. I guess they must have enough to graduate from high school. But what is y'all thoughts on that reclassifying up? Normally you hear people reclassifying back, but they moving up. The only person I've known do that is Bagley. They went and did it at Duke. And it may have been done more than that, but what do y'all? You think that's like a fad? That's the new deal, or what's y'all take on that?
Well, Money Bates, he has to look at the college situation because he's stuck for 2 years because of his age. So even if he go to the pro level, from what I read, I might be wrong. Like it's like a league. The NBA doesn't allow you to come to the league unless you're like 19 after a certain time. And he won't be 19 in time to make that jump to the NBA. So all he can do is either play college for a year or he can go get money, go get the cheap money compared to the NBA money, which ain't bad if you can get $500,000 a year. But he's like so young that it's just hard.
Can you do G League though?
Yeah, but
he can do.
He can do G League. He just has to spend 2 years in that league before he can get drafted.
So he got to go to G League for 2 years, not one like the kid that just who's the number 2 kid this year that just went? The number 2 kid went G League right because he went out of high school, right? The kid had to.
Somebody Money Bates' age, like he turned 18 and 19.
He is legit. He not overage. He legit.
Yeah, he legit. Yeah, he legit. But for him, like dropping down, I'm sure he's gonna go get 500,000, but they won't hurt to go to college either. But he's just financially, financially, it's a smart move trying to get that money. But his age-wise, they were saying something about he couldn't go to the league for 2 years or something because of the NBA rule with the 19-year-old after a certain time. I'm gonna try to pull it up.
Okay. What about so essentially he gonna play a senior year in the G League and then his freshman year in the G League. Then he'll be going to college as a sophomore. So I guess that's his way of doing it. He's doing his own NIL thing, essentially.
My thing is, I think he should go to college. You know what I'm saying? You're going to sign an NIL deal anyway. Your NIL deal is going to make you more than what you're making in the G League.
And that was the next question for me. Does it make more sense to go college and do an NIL deal where you don't have no cap as opposed to going to G League where you're going more or less $500,000 is probably going to be the most you're going to make in the G League where you got Alabama quarterback that made $1 million and he ain't took a snap yet. And you figure a kid like he money bait, if you finna be projected to be the number 1 draft pick in 2 years, NIL make more sense because you're going to be able to hell, if Mikey Williams making $1 million in high school, why would you limit yourself by going to the G League and only making $500,000? If it's a money move, which we all assume it is a money move, you might as well take advantage of the NIL, which is why I think the Green kid is talking about going to Memphis because he's gonna make more money with NIL than he would going to the G League. That's the way I kind of read it. Man, I could be wrong on that.
But you also know what happened in football this year too. The kid from Texas, I think the quarterback, he's foregoing his senior year to enroll at Ohio State, so he can make more money from the NIL.
So is the NIL? Is it deaf to high school sports? I mean, I guess the NIL is only going to affect really football and basketball because everybody else you can kind of go be an amateur. You can go be an amateur in baseball. You ain't got to. It don't really affect you like that. But is it potential depth to high school sports, especially the high level kids with the NIL?
It's not depth, but like you said, you're gonna lose them high level kids to those endorsements and into pro leagues. You are gonna lose those. Like the 2 twins that came from West Oaks that was originally from down south that played with Team Breakdown. You know, them kids, basically signed a pro deal. And they probably have to stay there for 2 years also. Because they was just gonna be juniors. You know, at least in Money Base was about to be a senior, they're about to be juniors. And they went pro. So
but you got to figure that. Go ahead.
He won't turn 19 until January 2023. I mean, he's 17 right now.
So he a legitimate 11th grader.
Yeah, because Money Bates won't turn 19 until January 2023, Bates will not be eligible for the 2022 NBA draft on the current league rule. So
so that's only 1 year though. He don't have to play 2 years. He just can't enter the draft next year.
Yeah, but he's reclassified. So this year he will have year he will be a freshman. Then next year he will be a sophomore. He'll have to do 2 years of no matter what, he has to do 2 years. He can't go to the league
until it's 2 years. He just get the 2 years out the way. He got 2 years regardless. He just gonna try to get paid in the 2 years. He go ahead and go
2 years or something. That's what I was saying. He has to do either 2 years in the G League, 2 years in college or whatever, but he can't go pro.
Pro. And you got to figure with basketball, you maybe can understand it, but like you just said about the kid skipping his whole senior year as a quarterback, you got to figure with football, that's a whole different beast because especially going to a school like Ohio State, you ain't even play at Ohio State. So what is especially the timing that he went? You know what I'm saying? It's not like you gonna get on campus last week and you're gonna be ready to go end of the month whenever they start playing. They're gonna be playing. There is no way that you're going to be ready to contribute, especially, like I said, a position like quarterback with football. Basketball, maybe I can kind of see you trying it, but football, that's the whole.
That's so not fair to basketball what NBA doing.
That's why I'm like, is it depth? Are we seeing the depth of the traditional model? And what do you do? Is nothing you can do. Like literally nothing you can do.
But why did they change the rules though? Like why? Like it really didn't make no sense for them to change the rules to discourage some kids coming from high school to go pro. It's been happening in baseball forever.
18.
You know what I'm saying? tennis, they 14, 15 years old and they pros. You know what I'm saying? I just heard the kid from Tampa in track, the Carry-On kid, is also a pro now.
Yep.
And I think he was going to be a senior this year. So that means he won't be winning a state championship this year in track. He's going to be running pro meets. So why is the NBA different than everybody else?
And so the quarterback, from what Black's saying, the quarterback couldn't get money in Texas when NIL, so he went to college. But are you gonna still have the same deals in college? I guess maybe they locked in whether he playing or not.
They say he's the number one player in that class.
I mean, but to your point, as far as why, I kind of get where Coach Wilcox is going. I don't want to assume, but I'm kind of assuming where you're going is the why. And we will hope that we pass that, but I mean, we also kind of sometimes you got to look at the situation and call it what it is. So I would hate to think it's that, but there probably is some validity to that.
The minority was the only one leaving early.
What happened?
The minority was the only ones leaving early. Again, out of high school was the minority.
And that's the other thing. What is, because minority is not the only good players, but they the only ones
chasing that money, bro.
Chasing that money. It's like, I don't know.
That's the best way you're gonna say it, minorities. But I mean, man, you got a chance to make 3, 4, 5 million. You can go to college for 4 years and come out and you ain't gonna see that type of money in your 30-year span. Hey, none of us got 5 million on this show right now. We've been so
it's hard to say no to. It's hard to say no to money at a young age, at any age, but at a young age, when they like you 17, 18 years old, about throwing that kind of money at you, it's hard to say no to that. You're not rationalizing or trying to break it down. You just see the potential of it. So it's definitely like a hard thing to stomach. I totally agree with that. So, all right. So next topic, I want to ask you all. I don't know if you all saw this story, Coach. I'm sure you probably saw it too. You probably not. Maybe you didn't have. But Gateway High School. I know you saw this week. Coach got suspended for 6 games. It's football now, and 3 players got suspended for the whole year for recruiting violations. There's a new school that opened up. Was it Lee? The Gateway is a new school. Lehigh, I think, was the old school. The principal from the old school and the AD or the coach something, but 2 of the people from the old school turned into the new school. So they gave the coach 6 games. They fined the school $2,500, but they suspended the kids for the whole year. So my question is, do you all think the rules, what do you think about the rules for punishment when it comes to recruiting violation? Because the coach only got to sit out for 6 games. The school gets fined, but the kids gone for the whole year. So they don't even get to play. So
this in Florida?
This in Florida, yeah. So is this a fair rule? I mean, what do you think of? Because like, how does the coach and the player don't match? If you're gonna suspend the kids for the whole season, you would think you suspend the coach for the whole season. If you're gonna suspend the coach for 6 games, you suspend the kids for 6 games. How do they not match up? And how do the kids get more than the coach? I mean, I don't know. It just don't seem like it's equal. It's like it's equal with it. And I may be off on it. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I got a problem with it because I thought it was basketball. Those kids play basketball for that guy.
Maybe it's basketball, but I know they suspended the kids for the whole year. Maybe it is basketball, but I know it may be basketball. That's even worse if it's basketball because 6 games. Yeah, you ain't even made it to the Christmas break yet.
But the thing was, they played travel. He was the JV coach at Lehigh, right?
Right.
So whatever the school called community or whatever decides to have a sports program, he became the head coach. So the kids play for him in travel ball and decided to go over there. I don't understand, like, how is that recruiting?
It's probably b-ball. It's probably b-ball, but that's even worse if it is.
But they also had in there that he was giving like unfair advantages or treatment or whatever because he was giving them rides home. The story is that his kid plays for him, and those are his friends. Like, he was giving his kids' friends rides home from school. Like, how you gonna punish somebody for that? Like, the parents wasn't coming and get them. The kids got to get home.
Yeah, if I leave them at school, now I'm in trouble for that too.
I don't have respect for the coach and the AD for turning that in. If them kids didn't want to be there anymore, let them kids go. You know what I'm saying? They children. They don't want to play for you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And the rules now are you can go anywhere you want to as long as you have transportation. He didn't have to recruit those kids. Obviously, he had a great relationship with them when he was the assistant coach there. You know what I'm saying? He coached them in travel ball, and they're friends with his son. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they want to play together. I don't agree with it. Hopefully they appeal that, and somebody reasonable really look at that situation, and I hope they change their mind on that.
And even that, coach. So now, my son can't be friends with players on my team. Is that the message that we sending? I can't give players on my team or my friend, or it's like I pull up. And how many times is gonna happen, coach? I mean, I can't tell you back in the day. I pull up to pick up CJ or pick up my son, other son, Aiden, and hey, can you get such and such a ride home? Can you get such? I didn't come to pick him up, but what I'm gonna say? No, the kid need a ride home. You give him a ride home. If I give the kid a ride home, now I'm in violation of a state rule because I gave you a kid that needs a ride home. A ride home. I mean, we talking about a ride home, coach. We ain't talking about going and paying no light bill or buying the kids school clothes or buying them a car. We talking about a ride home. They said
it was unfair benefits. Giving the kid a ride home, unfair benefits.
So what we want the kid to stay at the school, we want the kid to walk home, we want the kid. We got to do better with that. I make it, like I say all the time, make it make sense. Like I said, if it's a blatant, like I said, buying something, but a ride home, and like you said, if the kid played, do you know back in the day how many players, how many coaches, how many coaches coached, coach, because you've been around, how many coaches coached a kid in travel ball and the kid ended up playing for them in high school?
Mm-hmm.
That's how most of us started coaching. We started coaching travel ball before we started coaching high school ball. That's where nobody walks onto a high school staff nowadays. Everybody does some level of travel ball, and then you transition. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. So if that rule was in place back in the day, coach, I don't know how many violations I would have had because
actually it was there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think you guys know. Somebody tried to turn us in for recruiting when Kevin Capers came to Lake Wells. Somebody turned us in. We had to get clearance from Gainesville for him to play. You know what I'm saying? Because he played travel ball with kids from Lake Wells. And because, Bernard Hayes was a part of the organization, they were trying to say that was, a recruiting violation. We had to get him cleared through Gainesville in order for him to play.
I think I remember that, coach. I think I remember something about it was an issue with y'all with Capers at first, and they got worked out. Coach, when I was at Jenkins, man, and without saying names and kids, because that ain't what we about. Because there was plenty of kids that were supposed to be out there with me at Jenkins, and they and I know for a fact, the whole city knew for a fact, they was in my zone. Hell, they stayed next to a couple of kids that was playing for me at Jenkins. And not one time did I say anything to the city, to the school, to the state, or anything. I don't want no kid playing for me that don't want to play for me. And I'm definitely not going to turn no kid in. I'm not going to punish no kid. And I guess that's my problem. I can't, for the most part, I can't see past kids. So I'm not going to punish a kid for a grown-up. So I could have turned the kids in and would have won it quick. All I had to do was pull up an address. It would have been open and shut. But I'm not, that ain't what I'm about. I ain't never been about that. But it's plenty of people that are that way. Man, I coached way at Jenkins. You think if I didn't get kids to ride home, man, one of them years, bro, I had a daggone minivan going to school. I used to go stop by 3-4 houses to pick kids up going to school because if I didn't, how they gonna get there? We get done practice at 6 o'clock at night. How they gonna get home? So I guess every time the kids jumped in my car, I was in violation based off of that rule. But what I'm supposed to leave them out there at Jenkins?
Yeah, Coach, they vacating all your wins right now.
Yo, what we? Coach, make it make sense, man. I don't get that at all, man. It's just like, what are we talking about, man? You need a ride, man. Come get a ride, man. Hell, I was taking the kids home. That wasn't even my sport. I don't even coach. I don't get that. Hold up. I see Coach Strong put something in. Let me see what Coach Strong said. I get the liability. I guess he's talking about liability. I get the liability. The coach is technically not supposed to give a kid a ride home. It's your kid. Several kids won't be able to participate in the coaching and get them a ride home. If I coach I get you, Coach Strong, and that's the rule. If I coach at let's say I'm just gonna make up a school. If I coach at Valley View High, I don't have to worry about my 45 or 50 kids getting to practice, getting home, getting to and fro. 2-parent households, whatever. But if I coach at Alcatraz High, where I got 42 kids, 35 of them catch the bus to school. So if they catch the bus to school and the bus leave for the day at 3 o'clock and practice ain't over with until 5 o'clock, how in the world they gonna get home? I just wonder when they in the room making these rules, are we representing all of the scenarios that could possibly happen?
Not for those rules are for the minority, not for the other ones. They look at it like that. They figure they'll find a way.
I get it. So this guy these kids gotta miss their whole season for catching a ride home with their coach in their friend's car. It's my daddy's car now. It's your friend. So they get their friend.
The state suspended them for the whole year?
Yeah.
They turned to the state. Yeah, the state did.
Oh wow! I know they better lawyer up.
Yeah, it's an appeal process. They better go through all of them.
Yeah, they need. Hey, I'm sure some lawyer gonna take that for free for the spotlight.
Coach, I got in the car. I got a ride home with my friend, and who parent just happened to be the coach, and now I'm in violation. We didn't stop by the mall and picked up New Jays or went to the bowling alley and he paid for us to we went home. We didn't even stop at McDonald's and got a Happy Meal. We went home. He dropped me off at the house on the way to his house, and now I can't play the entire season. And my thing on it is, like I say once again, just make it make sense because you gave the coach 6 games.
I wonder if it was coaches feel that turned them in. He said it was a coach in the athletic director that turned them in.
At the school they left. Yeah, the school they was at.
Lehigh.
So that would be like I'm at Jenkins. Kids went to Lakeland, and I turned them in. That's what it'd be like.
I wonder how they feel.
So you want the kids to miss the whole year? That, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so what grown-ups, I understand, even if you gave them a $2,500 fine, which I also think that's crazy, but just say if you to fine them, you fine them and the coach, the kids play, and you keep it moving. But that ain't, I just, it's nowhere in the world that rule can be enforced, and every team has the ability to actually put a team on the floor or on the field, on the baseball diamond, whatever. So that's where we at. We on the field and on the court because the kids gotta get there. I mean, if the bus, if I ride the bus to school and the bus leave, how am I gonna get back home? That when I was at Alcatraz Middle, we had 32 buses that bus them kids into school. If them kids missed that bus going home, man, it might have been 5:30 before somebody came and pick them kids up. Like, if that. So it was one thing they didn't do. Okay, what was going on? They knew not to miss that bus because that's your only way to getting from out of here, from getting from Alcatraz back to where you came from. So I don't get that one. I wanted to get y'all take on that because when I saw it, I'm like, I know how I feel. I think it's crazy, but I just want to see how y'all felt about it.
I haven't seen it. I think it's just crazy about the ride, but I haven't seen that one. I'll look it up.
Yeah, man, it's just I don't know.
I get right.
All right, so we'll start trying to do something, when we get on here, man. Just kind of do a segment. We're just gonna call it strategy. We're gonna call it strategy session, chalk talk, I guess. So both y'all are, basketball guys, player, coaches, done did it at high levels. So real simple question. Can you teach competition in practice? And if so, how can you do so? Can you teach competition in practice? And if so, how?
I tell you what, yes to that question, definitely. Usually when you go to coaching clinics, they have all them big names there. Usually they be trash speakers. But I tell you what, I was fortunate enough to go to a coaching clinic, a Nike coaching clinic. They had Bobby Knight there. Mm-hmm. And I learned from him, you make every drill a competition. You make every drill, you make them compete because it means something to it. Everything got to have like a punishment attached to it. You know what I'm saying? He said no matter what it is, if they shooting free throws, make it a competition. Running, whatever it is, if it's two teams against each other, you make it a competition. Because if you notice if I got to run for it, it means a lot more to them. So they're going to go a little bit harder. So of course you can create competition within practice. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought that's what you're supposed to do to make each individual better.
How do you do that? How?
Well, I mean,
question, but it's a simple question, but I guess this is the thing. Sometimes, maybe I'm wrong on this, but do y'all sometimes feel like our kids struggle to compete, like to understand, to accept what it means, to understand what it means to compete? When we say compete at a high level, do you just walk in a game and compete at a high level, or do you work on that? Are you born with it? Can you teach it? Can it be instilled in them? Because we see it all the time where you just be like, man, they ain't even compete. Like they ain't even come out there and play. Like they didn't even like try. Like, so can you teach that?
You can teach it. As a coach, you got to create that culture in practice. It's a culture that you can create as a coach. Does individuals have competition in them? Yes. And that drives, especially those elite kids that we're talking about, Imani Bates and Mikey Williams and all of them. You know what I'm saying? They have their own individual drive. But it's some of that we have to create a culture for it. And you create that culture in practice. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the hunter and the hunted. You either to prey or, you know what I'm saying? You get preyed on. And it kind of weeds kids out. You know what I'm saying? Like we have conversations about AAU travel ball. If you notice, you see all these phenoms early watching YouTube, watching these kids. And then once they get older, you don't hear about them no more. You know what I'm saying? It's kids working. You know what I'm saying? It's kids, trying to knock you off. And then they probably won't grow no more. But it's definitely a culture that can be taught. And I think that's what we do well. What I've done well with the kids that I've coached.
Okay. Another question. For a high school coach, what should be more important, or what do you think is more important nowadays? Winning games or getting kids in college?
Ooh. That's a tough question, man.
That's what we do. We ask tough questions. That's why we poke hoops. Make you think.
I mean, it's a 50-50 because one, you want to coach to build your legacy in both ways. You want to be able to say you know what I'm saying? That's a tough one. Because I say 50-50, I'm going to go 50-50 because you want to build your legacy in both ways.
I agree with you, Toomer. I don't agree with the getting to college part of that. First of all, I'm trying to get all my kids to graduate from high school, period. You know what I'm saying? And then when you said get into college, I took that as getting into college as being a regular person getting into college. It doesn't have to be like an athletic scholarship. I think that's a win for the coach too. You know what I'm saying? If we help them, get into school, they don't have to play. Regardless, we're trying to create young men and women to be ready for the world. And so getting into college, yes, but it doesn't have to be playing.
So,
the wins,
okay.
bro, the wins are the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? Getting those kids out of school is what's most important.
Does that change year to year, or is that always the mindset?
I think the best ability is accountability. You have a high expectation and hold those kids accountable, and they will meet that expectation most of the time. And you can't lower the bar. You can't lower the bar because they're gonna adapt to whatever their situation is. And then this generation here, I think it's easy for them to quit things. So we can't let them off the hook any. We got to have a high expectation for them and hold them accountable, period.
Are you competitive?
Am I? Of course.
All right, then you ain't going to want to lose.
I ain't going to want to lose. I'm not practicing to lose.
That's why I said 50-50 because you too competitive to want to just lose games just to say you got kids in school. That's why
I agree. 50. But my thing is like I'm winning though, Toomer. When I'm preparing those kids for life, I'm still winning. You know what I'm saying? Like wins and losses, that's not important to me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come if I'm doing the right thing anyway. So I don't think wins and losses are important.
I say 50-50. Give 100% both ways.
I mean, They get that out of me, but I'm sitting up. I'm not counting what my record is. I don't care.
So we take 2 state championships from you? yeah.
I mean, bro, it is what it is. Like McGriff, McGriff and Johnny get on me all the time. They like, Cole, why you don't never wear your rings? Like, bro, it's just not me, bro. I don't care about that.
You competitive, man. You care about it.
I'm extremely competitive. You know what I'm saying? And competition bring the best out of me. Me and McGriff had a long conversation yesterday.
That's a competitive spirit too, to get all those kids to graduate and get them in school.
Exactly.
All of the time do the same thing, but I just can't sit here and see a sorry coach that say they don't care about winning. long as they get them in school. When you get your head tore down.
Well, I was blessed to
You
do
know,
both.
so you, of course, you gonna say that because you got you winning, coach. Of course, you gonna say that. Come on, man.
Hey, like I said, man, nobody want to talk about them struggling years. Them first couple years, I was struggling, bro.
It sounds good though. It sounds good. Hey, boy, if you'd have been listen, if you'd have been under 500 for 7 years, but you getting in school, you'd been stock coach.
Bro, I won't even be on here right now.
Mentor kids in school. You can be a mentor and get kids in school.
You right?
From the outside, boy, you want to win.
Oh man, that's why I asked the question, man, because I know that was going. That's it.
When I say the 50-50, that means I'm giving 100% to coaching to win, and I'm giving 100% to getting kids in school. So somebody might misunderstand what I'm saying 50-50. It's like what I tell my girls. Like, yo, you go do cheer, you go do track, you can go do basketball. The 100% you put into that, when you step into a step team, you put 100% into that. Don't give 100% over there and then walk in here and give me 25% and think I work. Nah, that ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? The same effort. You got to go both ways. Do it. You got to be 50-50. You got to give 100% all the way around. Now, can you win? It's a whole nother thing. Maybe you got a talent. Maybe you got a bunch of battle victorious.
Bunch of doctors and lawyers, huh?
The lawyers out there, man. We get it. Then you say that, man. Hey, my graduation rate is 100%, but my basketball record is 34%.
But it ain't because you ain't trying for both of them to be 100%. It just may not work out that way, is what you're saying.
That's it, sound good coming from the old coach out there, but boy, he got that winning record. That percentage really good. So I guess he can say that now. Boy, he's been getting his head chopped in over at Lake Wells. He wouldn't be on this talking like that.
Nah, bro, that run you up out of there.
Coach O'Callahan just asked a question.
I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
That goes on to that. Now, this is a 2 more on tape. Has it become a trend that winning is not important in high school for coaches? Because coaches don't get fired anymore. So winning is not important in high school.
To some principals, it's not important. They just don't want no issues or problems in their office.
Polk County. We just talking Polk County. We talking Polk County. How many coaches have been fired in the last 10 years? Fired. One coach.
Coaches don't get fired in Polk County. That's a fair point. Unless they like mess up, but like they for basketball related performance, there's not a lot of coaches that get fired in Polk County.
How many coaches got fired in football? Polk sports, period. How many coaches got fired for not winning? Well, look what Billy G just said. They ran up out of there for not winning. But that ain't coaches don't get fired no more.
Sometimes if you step down, is stepping down in lieu of getting fired, does that count? Because a lot of times, a lot of people step down to get ahead of it. So it don't get to that point. Because we've had a lot of coaches that step down now or that resign. So, but as far to your point, I guess the question you asked was, has winning became not as important in Polk County? I would have to say to an extent, yes. And I think to some principals, I think winning became less important when high stakes testing became more important. When it became more important to your school grade and evaluate, how you look on the evaluation of school improvement and how you look in certain sales, principals care more about how those numbers look Then
Boy, I was gonna say I think that Android don't froze on us and then just
I think they care more about, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but I think that because I think it can be a balance. But I think some principals, as long as they make the grade or they make, they are satisfactory, at least in the eyes of the state, they care less about how sports look. Everything else with that is extra. And that's so I think, back in the day, nobody cared about, there wasn't no FSA or no FCAT or no school grades. So I think it was more of a focus on it. I just don't think it's as much of a focus on it now as it used to be. Because principals are worried about exactly. A principal ain't losing their job if a coach go out there and go 500. But a principal is losing his job if he or she don't, his grades don't line up. If he get bad, you get bad grades. So that the focus, I just think, is not on sports. So you're allowed to be not as good. It's not important if you win. It's more important that the kids in class, that they ain't suspended, that they ain't knuckleheads. And I'll take that in lieu of wins, as long as when these grades come, the grades line up. So that's my take on it, that it's not as important. So that's been giving a lot of coaches a pass, if nothing else.
Hey, Coach Billy D.
What up?
I need to call my brother and get you a iPad.
Bro, I'm not getting no iPhone.
iPad, man. iPad. You probably can run your discipline off the iPad and utilize it on the weekends or something, man. iPad, man.
Coach say he going down with the Android, man.
You barely can see you. You look like these promoters out here that be having in the store the flyers. Don't care what it takes. My picture got to be on the flyer.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna let you have it, Toma. You got it, bro.
I'm gonna say iPads, man. Y'all a new school out there. iPads and stuff.
Did you hear the question, Coach? I want to get you a chance to answer it.
What Coach Callahan?
No, Coach. What Tuma said.
What Tuma had?
Don't worry about it. You might free up on him, man.
You know what?
He has winning become not important. Has winning lost its importance because in the county.
But not for principals. It's not. They more thinking about school grade, trying to keep their job. So long as it don't cause no issues or problems in their office, they good. You know what I'm saying? It becomes important when they start getting pressed by the community, like, hey, something got to change. You know what I'm saying? We're not up to the standard that we're used to. That's when stuff started getting moving. But it's not important to principals no more. When I become a principal, it's going to be important because you're either going to win or somebody else. We're going to fill it with somebody else. But I don't think it's important to principals that we have right now.
Yeah. That test got that pressure on.
The numbers in them grades got that pressure on you.
And the data that just came out across the county, I wouldn't be worried about no sports either. They better be trying to get these grades up for real. These test scores up.
That's unfair though that they just dropped that, and they just dropped it and didn't even say he was dropping it. And how you gonna give people grades off of all that mess they had to deal with last year, bro? That's
I know.
Conversation.
I know.
So. All right, well, I got one more question for y'all before we jump off. So I went to, the Lakeland Fire had their 25th anniversary banquet today. So I had the pleasure of being able to go and help participate. It was very, very, very impressive, the job that they're doing, continuing what we started with me, McGriff, and Tommy Lane started way 26. It's crazy, first of all. that it's 25 years it's been the fire started, that it's still going and it's going at a high level. But so McGriff was the keynote speaker. And one point he made, I wanted to ask you all this as you all get ready, start another school year this week. He said that, everybody want to make money. Everybody like to make money. He said that money, most part, money brings happiness because you're able to do stuff. You're able to provide for your family. You're able to, go places, buy do things, buy things, whatever. He said, but while money can bring happiness, it doesn't bring joy. He said there's a difference between happiness and joy. And a lot of people don't get that or they don't understand that. So I want to get you all's take on that. I never thought of it that way until today. But he said essentially what he's saying is that happiness comes from without outside things, like you do things attached to money, but joy comes from within. And so if you don't have the joy within, you're not going to really truly be as happy as you think you are with just the money providing the happiness. What's you all's take on that? Happiness and joy are not one and the same.
Well, I'm just happy I ain't put my broke with me. Oh, I understand y'all have. Right. I'm happy I ain't going through teenage years. So.
Oh man.
I mean, I think he got a point. I look at it. For me, is just being healthy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like being healthy mentally. I keep telling people all the time when people talk to me, like a peace of mind is priceless, bro. We, especially as men and as black men, boy, we have so much pressure on us out here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time, money is the cause of the problems. You know what I'm saying? So,
what Biggie said.
So, like, people ask me, like, why do you go out of the country so much? I was like, because a peace of mind is priceless. I go, I de-stress. You know what I'm saying? I get myself back together so I can come back and face the real world problems out here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel him on the joy part, because the joy part is watching those kids graduate. You know what I'm saying? See them kids go to college. See them kids some of them make it to pro. And then watch them come back and give back. You know what I'm saying? That's joyful. That's the joy part of it.
Joy for me today, I mean, like joy for me today was in that banquet, watching how many of the kids that we coached, that we brought up in the program, that are now coaching and running the program. Everybody who's running the fire program played in the fire or had a direct relation to the fire. It was multiple kids in there that are on a team right now, be it from 3rd to 8th grade, whose dad played in the organization. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting here they calling names up and they saying this kid junior. I'm like, hold on now. And then you look and then you see the dad is there. Like, this is just like, so I had asked, I'm like, can we just like stand up? Like, if you played with the fire, just stand up. And you coaching, or you still, and it's probably about 20 people stood up. All right, y'all have a seat. Now, if you currently play for the fire and your parent is in the fire, then stand up. About 5 or 6 kids stood up. And for me, that was joy. That was happiness too, but that was joy to see that you got it right, because it continues to impact kids. It continues to impact kids years past what you was doing when you didn't know what you was doing, when it was just God's grace and mercy that may help you to deal with kids, help you to do the right thing. You just hope that you was making the right decisions. And so I say that because to segue to you, Coach, and you coach, PG, school starting Tuesday for y'all. It already started with me, but it's starting Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of possibilities where there won't be happiness. There are going to be some days where it won't be happy days. We pray that this thing don't swing all the way to the right with this whole Delta variant, but we got to be mindful and we got to know that it's possible. We can't be ignorant to the fact and be like, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen to me. So we got to make sure we find joy as much as possible to get through the day sometimes.
It's already people starting the school year out on the quarantine. I know that for a fact. I done heard of 3 or 4 different schools where kids or employees cannot go to school because they're on the quarantine. So that's how they're gonna start out the school year.
Already, coach. That's what we. So and this is the thing. I don't think it's gonna get better for a while because we're not giving it enough. I don't want to say respect, but we're not treating it. We're taking it for granted. Maybe that's the right way. The first time we got locked down because so many people was taking it for granted, and I just don't think people taking it serious. I think people taking it for granted. Enough people taking it for granted. Say again?
Definitely ain't going back on the lockdown.
Well,
no, they'll lose too much money doing that.
You're gonna do everything but lockdown because y'all governor ain't gonna do that. We don't get political on here, but we not gonna get locked down. But to be honest, that might not be the worst thing.
To me though, it's like there's one thing, dog. You look at the data, it's the people that ain't took the shot, bro.
But my point is, they're not gonna start taking it. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna continue to be. It's gonna continue. The numbers, in my opinion, and I'm not a scientist. We're not trying to be scientists, but the fact that people are taking it for granted, I think, is going to continue to cause the numbers we getting because we saying they're not taking the shot, but they're not lining up to go take it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they not taking it and they're not going to take it. So the fact that they're not taking it, they're not going to take it, it's going to, I think that's my point. I think that because people are so dead set against it, it's going to end up coming back around. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong, but that's just what I see and kind of predict in my limited medical.
Let's say if they do lockdown. Let's say if it comes to a point where they do lockdown, they're not gonna give that money away like they've been doing. They're gonna lock down without the money. That's what's gonna make it tough. You can't win in a situation because you lock down, you kill small, you kill businesses, and you kill all these people that lose their business. And then if you don't lock down, you gonna get what you're gonna get because people are reckless.
I mean, I just like I said, we don't. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. I just don't think enough people taking it serious that need to be, i.e., the people who, like you're saying, ain't vaccinated. It ain't like we seeing an uptick in people going to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I ain't vaccinated, I'm finna go get vaccinated. The same people that ain't vaccinated ain't going to get vaccinated, but they still going to do the same thing that they were doing before this Delta variant hit. So if you keep doing the same thing, then you can't expect for things to be different. And so that was my question to you all. As you get ready to go to the school year, like Billy D said, we got to make sure that we looking for all of the joy that we can find, because it's going to be a lot of days it's going to be hard to find joy. So, I mean, happiness and joy, they're both good, but I did like what McGriff's take on as far as the joy being from within. But happiness, you can find happiness a lot of places, but the joy within, I guess it's a kind of a deeper level, I guess. But like you said, some people happiness is just I can pay bills. I got money in the bank, and that's good enough for me. But sometimes you kind of gotta look a little more, into that. So, Coach, anything before we jump off? I know you starting new school year, new school. a lot of news in front of you. This 21, 22. A lot of not. You're not old. I mean, you old for as a vet, for as your time in the system, but you're gonna have a lot of new first day things, a lot of first year things this year. So anything, any words of wisdom you want to impart to the kids, to the parents, to the masses before we jump off, before they get ready to, for another school year here in 2 days?
I need the kids to do their best at all times. You know what I'm saying? Get off to a great start. That's important. Don't try to wait till the end and try to turn in a whole bunch of work. And parents, we just need you to be involved, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They have volunteers. You got your SAT committees you can be a part of. Just be active and a part of your kids' lives and have an open communication with all educators, not just the teachers, but the administrators too. We all in this to help the kids. When it all comes down to it, it's about the kids. So let's just all work together and make them successful.
And I told the kids at the banquet today, I'm like, everybody starts with a 4.0 on Tuesday. Everybody got all A's on Tuesday. Probably the only time all year that everybody starting with all A's. So it's your job to go in them people class. Don't go in there misbehaving. First of all, come, be there every day, be there on time, and perform at a high level. And if you need help, this is what we struggle with. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. We'll sit there and just not know something because it ain't cool to ask for help. It ain't cool not to know. It's more cool to sit there and be quiet, or it's more cool to be a knucklehead to hide the fact that you don't know something. So if you don't know, there's no shame in not knowing. The shame and the issue is not asking for help if you need it. So hopefully they told them, go and be great and continue to excel at a high level. The same way that you go and work hard on the court and on the field, go work hard in the people's classroom. You ain't got to be a scholar, but you can work hard and work to become a scholar, at least be at the highest level possible that you can be. So anything, PG? I don't know if you heard the question. I heard the what I had said.
No, I didn't hear it. I ain't got nothing. I had to do it, man.
Once you lose him, coach.
Yeah.
Once you lose him, boy, it's hard to get him back. But once you lose him, it's
no, I didn't even hear the question. I literally cut the thing off and went outside to deal with something with the family.
No, you good, boss. You good. So we were just any type of tips or any wisdom you want to relay to the kids and to the parents as the year gets ready to start. Is what I'm saying. That was the thing. So if you don't have anything, that's fine. But
no, I good. I'm sure y'all did. We'll probably be saying the same thing.
Hey, coach, let him be him, coach. That's cool.
Hey, that's why it worked, man. Because everybody can be who they ought to be, man. That's what make it work, man. Hey, man, school and last thing, we put on the page, and we wanna help to spotlight y'all, man. Not just on the court, but in the hallways, in the classroom. So if you want to participate, if you want to send us your first day pictures in, they be on Facebook anyway. Parents be posting a million pictures on Facebook anyway. If you want to send us your first day, I guess the kids say drip, your first day drip or swag or whatever the name or whatever the word you all call it, we'll post it on the page, post it on our on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Free advertisement for you. So if you want to put it on there, we'll give you a shout out. We'll put your name. We'll put what you got on, who it's by, whatever, how much you want, however detailed you want us to be, we will be. Just inbox it to us on any one of them platforms, and we'll share it out for you as you all get going. Just to kind of try to connect culture with basketball, because they are connected. So if y'all don't have anything else, fellas, hopefully y'all have a great start to your 21-22 school year. I know y'all get at it Tuesday morning. Everybody on the podcast, parents, kids, hopefully y'all have Yeah, coaches can do it too. Grown-ups, y'all want to send it, we do it. Kids, everybody who want to send it in, we'll get you right. We equal opportunity at Polk. So any coach want to send you your first day drip, swag, whatever y'all call it, you can do more than the first day, but we know the first day is a big day because you got to step out, you got to step slow, you got to walk bow-legged, parent-toed. You got to make sure that you got plenty of pencils because you got to have 7 pencils because you got to have a pencil for every class. Because you got to walk to the pencil shop for every class that you really feel like you really put some time into what you're putting on. So,
we is not gonna be posting no. Man. Get back, man. To my
hey, Mike, you put it out there, Mike. We'll put it on there, man. We'll spotlight you too, man. We equal opportunity with Polk, man. We just want to give the kids a chance to shine a little bit if they want to. If they don't want to shine, that's fine. But have them 7 pencils if you real clean now. And y'all guys that were back in the day, if you real clean, make sure you have 7 pencils because you're gonna have one for every period. Even though you don't write nothing on the first day, but you got to make up a reason to go sharpen that pencil anyway. So, hey, man.
Not seeing pictures.
We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. We're going to let y'all go. Hope you have a great week, man. Please be safe at school, man. Protect yourself. This Delta variant is real. Whether you feel about it, wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitizer, keep your distance, all the stuff that you've been doing. Please continue to do it, man. We don't want anybody having to start the year home quarantined and not being able to maximize the school year in the classroom. All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, as they say in Baptist churches, till next time, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the big 3 stopping through. Coach Woodside, y'all chopping it up with the guys today. That was real good, real nice. So nice player spotlight to get us going. Can't wait to do the next one. But until next time, man, Polk Hoops, and we out, man. Y'all have a great week. Be safe. Till next time, we'll see you.
Peace.